Hello and welcome to Headliners, our first look at tomorrow's newspapers with the help of three professional comedians. I'm always told to emphasise that professional aspect of our credentials. I'm Simon Evans. Tonight we have on 2 coffees, Josh Howie, and 4 hot chocolates, Jojo Sutherland.
I'm addicted to them.
Are you?
Oh, I love
the
them.
ones from the machine?
Yeah, they're great.
It's funny how a little perk can make all the difference, can't it?
I think I am on my 4th.
We're here late at night under strip lighting. It's a dystopian environment in many ways, but a hot chocolate will get you through.
Solves everything.
Excellent. Let's take a look at those front pages. We have the Telegraph, light at the end of the tunnel, PM tells Britain, and the notorious donor there striding in. The union boss says we'll seize control of the UK economy on the front page of the Daily Mail. Same picture. Guardian, PM vows to end gloom as Labour seeks to lift spending restrictions, and an illustration of Hezbollah taking one on the chin. Sun, Nick's strictly SOS. Not sure what that story is about. That's a recent arrival. The Times, Labour to crack down on benefit fraudsters. And finally, The Star, it's Booty McBootface after the sudden floods. Those were your front pages. So, starting us off with the Daily Mail, Josh.
Yeah, there's a big story there, but at the very top they've got, the day I discovered my husband had a love child just like Dave Grohl.
Wow.
See page 21. I turned to page 21. Let's just say the guy does not look like Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl is not in the frame for this one.
Yes, no, exactly. This is a guy who got very lucky that he had a love child.
Yeah.
And his reasons why.
I feel bad for Dave Grohl because he's the nicest guy in rock, isn't he? And
well, not anymore. He's cheated on his
exactly.
wife.
He's put one foot wrong.
I don't think there was his foot he put wrong. It was something else he put somewhere. Anyway, the big one is, yes, we have the Labour conference. So this is the Daily Mail's take on it. Labour conference bombshell. Union boss will seize control of UK economy. Now, it's not really a bombshell because it's just RMT boss Mike Lynch just being Mike Lynch. He's just saying, like, yeah, we're going to take control. We're going to have a union-led country. Just because he wants it doesn't make it so. There's no actual plans for that to happen. Of course, that's what he wants to happen, but Keir Starmer and Labour don't.
Do you think, though, it's going to rattle the windows and shake the walls of Middle England, this fear that we're going back to the 1970s? Because it's kind of in the air a little bit.
Well, this is what they've been trying to push the entire time, but there's no actual proof of any of it going through. Whilst Rachel Reeves made her speech this today or yesterday, whenever you're watching this, the nurses sort of rejected the offer of about 5%.
Yeah.
You do kind of go, the train drivers got a 15% offer and was accepted. You know, they got 15%. Nurses should be getting more. Let's split the difference and take away.
Or train drivers should be getting less.
Or just no train drivers.
Or maybe the fact that King Charles was given a 50% pay rise at the amount of 45 million.
He's only one person.
He's just one person.
He's just one. He can get whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah.
But
maybe that has something
to do with it. He probably doesn't spend it either, does he? That's the trouble. It just kind of gets reinvested back into the biscuits.
Giving it to that one biological child. Yeah, but it seems to be also somewhat fear-mongering going on there.
What have we got on a less fear-mongering note then, Jojo? The Telegraph?
The Telegraph is basically light at the end of the tunnel.
Already? We haven't even entered the tunnel
We have got light at the end of the tunnel. Keir Starmer has told Britain. I mean, I hope the light from the end of the tunnel isn't the light from an oncoming train.
An oncoming train, traditionally.
Isn't
that normally said just before you enter, once you're actually in a tunnel? Isn't it that you've been traipsing through a tunnel for a while?
Yes.
Rachel Reeves is about to lead us into that tunnel.
Yes, we haven't gone into the tunnel yet, so there's no chance of seeing a light.
No, it's an odd thing to say at this point.
We don't know how long the tunnel is.
No, that's the key, isn't it?
How long is a piece of string?
They have been phenomenally gloomy, though, haven't they, in their messaging? I mean, they've really lent into the kind of brace yourself.
Brace yourself, short-term,
This could be what they're doing. They're going, right, let's do it now, get all of that stuff out of the way, set up our excuses, and then suddenly when they chuck us a little morsel, we're like, thank you so much.
I know,
thank you.
Yeah, no, I think it is. It's that kind of it's going to be awful, it's going to be oh, it wasn't that bad. But we don't know. But it is that thing of, you know, the thing that's been hitting the headlines the whole time is the winter fuel payments and that being taken away. But I don't know why we're not concentrating as well on how much they are spending in other areas in terms of, you know, Keir Starmer has said $3 billion a year to Ukraine for as long as it takes, 84 million to the Middle East and Africa.
Yes, developing nations and so on.
So we're spending a lot of money to help other people, which is admirable, but not if you're going to do it at the expense of our own citizens.
We do have a couple of the spending plans, but I take your point, absolutely. And Ukraine just seems to be a given now, doesn't it? There's no discussion on that from either party. There's no one you could vote for.
Yeah, but also the fact that you make a statement like $3 billion a year for however long it takes is, again, how long is the tunnel?
Yeah.
So
maybe that's the light that he sees at the other end.
Yeah, I mean, the tax burden is already at a 70-year high. They're talking about more taxes. Yeah. So really, this is going to be his...
But not taxes on working people.
Well,
usually. This is only going to be
but the taxes that come around through the back door and whatever. But he is saying some of the right things, which is, you know, to improve the NHS and...
But he's not giving any money to the NHS until the reform plans are in place.
So it's like, at least you kind of go, well, at least they want the country to be better. We haven't got there yet, but at least there's a...
there's a lot of saying things.
So there's another big story we've got to move on. Pubs may have to call last orders early.
Stop it.
This is more nanny stateness. And what this all comes down to is a report that they're now trying to save money by, as you were just saying here, preventative stuff. So obesity, alcohol, and one of the things is
cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
But they're clamping down on smokers and alcohol, and that's the thing. And huge story being, because preventable deaths.
Yes.
But the combined preventable deaths from smoking and drinking don't even touch the sides of preventable deaths from obesity.
Nothing touches the sides.
You know, we've done this sort of sugar tax and all the rest of it, which...
Are you sure that's right? Alcohol and tobacco together is not remotely...
700,000 preventable deaths from alcohol and smoking combined, where 1.2 million deaths from obesity.
That's why notice how svelte she is, but how much she drinks and smokes.
It's really overtaking it.
Oh, no, I've checked.
I mean, I think worldwide, obesity and smoking are sort of neck and neck, but I guess in this country, with the extraordinarily high taxes and so on they've had for a while, and education programmes.
But I'd just like to say, at the very end of the article, it then says, the government says there are no plans to do that.
Was it another one of those?
It was one of those all the way through. Although they did say the silver lining would be that there would be less domestic abuse if the pubs close earlier.
It's a recommendation from some quango or something.
Well, actually, no, it's saying it's coming from another part of the government, but the government out. But what they also say...
Somewhere inside the house.
Is they said, since 2019, alcohol-related deaths have risen a third. Well, what happened in 2019?
Oh, yes.
You know, come on, guys.
What happened in 2019?
It's not because pubs suddenly opened longer in 2019.
We were allowed to decide how large a measure of whiskey was at home.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, so it was actually really, if they want to lower alcohol-related deaths, keep pubs open longer. That would suggest the evidence would be opposite.
Don't let people drink at home.
But they're also saying, even that bold assertion that they say currently 40% of deaths are avoidable deaths, deaths from avoidable causes, will rise to 60%. It's still kind of deceptive, isn't it? Because people are going to die sooner or later. You're only delaying it, and it may be that those deaths come at a more appropriate point in life.
Well, there is an argument to be said that people who die from preventable causes like smoking and drinking will be less of a pressure on the NHS because they won't get old.
What's got the Times?
Times, a few things. Well, first of all, Labour to crack down on benefit fraudsters. There's a new bill that Starmer's putting through. This is quite interesting. They're going to let people investigate anyone they suspect of defrauding benefits, but let them investigate their bank accounts. So you can sort of see if they've got any other income. I'm surprised that that hasn't been going on anyway. It seems that would be a bit of a no-brainer.
That would make you nervous.
Totally.
The fact that people can just, pop into your bank account. I mean, it sort of is surveillance through the back door.
Yeah.
And under the guise of, but these terrible people that are cheating us.
We all used to be a lot more sort of relaxed. I remember Arthur Smith in the 80s used to compare a comedy gig and he'd go, "Good evening, my name's Arthur Smith, unless you're here from Balham DHS, in which case I'm Daphne Fairfax." It was the most famous opening line. Everyone was quite relaxed about it.
But that's still, that is a problem.
So there was another line about no photographs for security reasons, social security
reasons. That's right. Oh, my goodness. Well, that is... I haven't heard that for a while.
Professional comedians.